Week 2 of the training plan, and it was a disaster. After completing the initial test to determine my functional threshold power, and then having a really good week 1 with lots of high intensity efforts, I was really looking forward to getting into week 2 and progressing and making more use of the power meter to track my progress. However, as you can see from Stryd, things did not go as planned. I had the rest day on Sunday at the end of week 1, and then week 2 I did my 5k easy run in the morning and then started coming down with a cold, and that just wiped out the rest of the week, so I didn't manage to get any training in whatsoever. It completely floored me. So unfortunately, it meant that I've basically now lost a week's training. Now, as I don't have a specific race in mind, my aim is to try and get a 10k PB by the end of the year. It meant that I can readjust my plan and move things back a week. So essentially what I've done is pick up my plan and move it back about a week so that I can begin to pick that up again. I'm hoping that I'll be able to then get out running from next week. I'm beginning to feel better, but it may be that I miss a few days of week 3 as well at the start, so I'll have to see how I feel in the next couple of days. The other thing which I should mention at this point in the training plan is that as I do triathlons, I am also still trying to get a bit of cycling and a bit of running in, so I don't completely neglect that. And also, anyone who's watched the channel for a little while will know that I tend to do the longer stuff and up in the mountains, so I am still taking the opportunity from time to time to get out and do a longer training run as and when. So this wouldn't be a very specific set training plan that I would give to one of my clients if we're doing purely for a 10k race. This is one which I've adapted so that I can still get the running, get the cycling in, as well as the odd day here and there out in the mountains doing a longer session as well, because I don't want to completely neglect that. As I don't have too much content to talk about, one 5k run at an easy pace isn't going to reveal very much. So what I've decided to do this week is really focus on the process behind developing the plan and what that will look like in the longer term. So initially, last week, for example, in week 1, I was doing 8-minute intervals. Ultimately, I'll begin to reduce the length of those intervals, but increase the speed and the intensity of them as I get closer to my goal date of trying to get the 10k PB. The other thing which is a little bit different with the power meter versus say running with heart rate is that the other area I'm going to focus on is running efficiency. So what I found is when I've been running with the power meter, depending on my stride, cadence, my positioning whilst I'm running, arm swing, all those type of elements, I can actually run faster or slower for the same power output. So I'm going to do set runs where I'm actually running at a power output but trying to find out what increases my pace for the same power output. And that could be increasing the cadence, looking at foot strike, all those different elements. So that isn't something I can do when I'm running really hard in the 8-minute intervals as I did in week 1, but I'll be doing longer sessions at a lower intensity and looking at that. So there's 2 key areas really. One will be increasing the intensity, and the other area is looking at the efficiency of how I'm running. And that is something which I don't think I'm able to do with the heart rate data to the same extent as I can with the power meter. So it's going to be interesting to see how I can change my running form potentially to try and improve my efficiency and get faster for the same power output. Not much to report on this week, but I hope you found the video of interest, and I will explore the 2 areas I mentioned around increasing the intensity and also running efficiency in future videos. So please make sure that you subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss them. Again, I'd love to hear your thoughts if you've used a power meter and what functionality that you use from. Keen to adapt that into my training as well. I had some really interesting comments in the previous video, so make sure you check those out as well if this is the first one of my 10k PB series which you've seen. I'll see you next time.